are tossing 2 coins or 3 coins, we can easily guess what is the probability of getting 2 heads, probability of 1 head, like that. Suppose if it is a more number of coins 10 coins if you are tossing, what is the probability of getting 3 heads? You are tossing 10 coins. What is the probability for getting 3 heads? You cannot imagine the number of combinations. So I will list out 1 or 2. Out of 10 coins, you are going to get 3 heads. Head. Remaining things are tail. This is 1. First 3 head. Next 7 tail. Then first 2 head. Third place tail. Fourth place head. Remaining place are tail. This is another option. If you list out the combinations, definitely you may not write all the possibilities. If we toss 2 coins or 3 coins, somehow we can manage. If it is more than 3 coins, then it is very difficult to manage. Definition may be asked in part A. The formula is, you must remember, probability mass function. Probability mass function of binomial distribution. A random variable capital X is said to follow a binomial distribution if it assumes only non-negative values. All the probabilities must be non-negative. And its probability mass function is given by, for discrete type random variable, we use mass function. Probability of x equal to x or p of x. We can use both notations. Probability of x equal to x or p of x. If you are tossing 10 coins, what is the probability of getting 3 heads? So your small x is 3, x equal to 3. And n equal to 10. So your probability will be ncx p power x q power n minus x. ncx p power x q power n minus x. Here n means number of coins tossed. X means number of success. Number of hits. PQ, the probability for success. Suppose if P equal to getting hit is 1 by 2. P is 1 by 2. Q is also 1 by 2. So ncx p power x q power n minus x. The very important point is, your x assumes value 0, 1, 2 up to n. In the next distribution, Poisson distribution, x equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, infinity, up to infinity. So please remember the difference. For binomial distribution, your x values are 0, 1 to n. NCX, the x must be smaller than, less than or equal to n. 0 to n. Of course, q is 1 minus p. So this is the probability mass function of binomial distribution. One of the condition of probability mass function is total probability is equal to 1. Total probability is equal to 1. Here also, in the note number 1, if you add sigma ncx p power x q power n minus x, it is q plus x power n, binomial expansion. If you've done the binomial expansion for q plus p power n, binomial expansion, x plus a power n is equal to x power n plus nc1 x power n minus 1a, like that. If you write like this, then this is nothing but sigma ncx value is q plus p power n. Q plus p value is 1. 1 power n is equal to 1. So the total probability equal to 1 is valid. So your definition is correct. What is given in the probability distribution satisfies the probability mass function condition. Total probability equal to 1. The notation, note number, next note. If x is a binomial random variable with the parameter n and p, n means number of coins, p means success. Coin, toss, or any situations. With the parameter n and p, then we write x tilde symbol b n comma p. This should be read as follows. X follows b n p. X follows b n p means x follows binomial distribution with the parameter n and p. So binomial distribution, the first letter is b. N means total item, p means probability. So x follows binomial distribution n comma p. That is a notation. Note, next note. If we assume that n trials constitute a set, and if we consider n sets, what's the meaning of this one is, you are going to toss 5 coins. You are going to toss 5 coins. How many times you are going to toss 5 coins? 100 times. Simultaneously, I am going to toss a coin 5 times. 5 coins I am going to toss. This is one experiment. This experiment is repeated for 100 times. So here capital N stands for 100. If we assume n trials constitute a set, and if we consider capital N sets, number of sets is capital N. The frequency function of the binomial distribution is given by, you multiply the PMF value with n into ncx p power x q power n minus x. Just you multiply the probability by number of times the set is repeated. Frequency distribution, we may get it. When we go to use binomial distribution, we cannot apply binomial distribution for all the cases. These are the situations. We get binomial distribution under the following experimental conditions. Each trial results in 2 exhaustive and mutually disjoint outcomes termed as success and failure. In an experiment, the output must be only 2. The result will be only 2 output. Tossing a coin. Tossing a coin, the output is head, tail. Only 2 outputs. If the output is more than 2, we cannot apply binomial theorem. But we can rearrange the problem. For an example, when you are throwing a die, 6-sided die, your outputs are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When you are throwing a die, your sample space, your die sample space is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Directly we cannot apply binomial theorem. Binomial theorem is not possible. Number of outputs 6. Number of outputs only 2. Then only I can apply. How can I apply for this die problem in binomial? You fix your P What is your P? Your P is getting 1, getting the number 1. If I get number 1, then I success. So the probability is 1 by 6. My P value is 1 by 6. So Q, not getting 1, 5 by 6. In that case, we can use binomial. Now we have success and failure. Success means getting 1. Failure means getting remaining numbers. That is the first note. Each trial results in 2 exhaustive and mutually disjoint outcomes termed as success failure. You call the success by P and failure by Q. The number of trials, N, is finite. Number of trials is finite. You are going to toss only 10 coins, 20 coins. Number of coins is finite. Then only our formula will be possible. We cannot use the formula for infinite number of coins. Combination value will not be possible to evaluate. The trials are independent of each other. The trials are independent of each other. First experiment, second time tossing, they are independent. The probability of success P is constant for each trial. So when you are starting the problem, your P is 1 by 2 means till the end of the problem P is 1 by 2. In the in-between, it should not be changed. The P value must be always same throughout the problem. We cannot change the value of P after 2 steps. Such type of problems will not be possible in binomial. So binomial theorem, to apply binomial theorem, these conditions must satisfy. Find the moment generating function of the binomial random variable capital X follows Bn comma P. Bn comma P means B means binomial, N means total number of coins or items, P means probability for success. First, we are going to find out moment generating function. From the moment generating function, you obtained the mean and variance. You obtain the mean and variance. So in the 2-3 classes before, we have explained how to find the moment generating function, 2 classes before. Moment generating function is expectation of e power tx. In the first step, you write the probability mass function. First step, you write the probability mass function. P of x equal to ncx p power x q power n minus x for x equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, n. First, we recall back the probability mass function formula. I am going to find out moment generating function, expectation of e power tx. This x to be tx, e power t capital X. So e power t small x into p of x. So which function you are going to find out the expectation? Write the function in small letter, multiply with the probability. Your probability is ncx p power x q power n minus x. I can combine e power tx and p power x. I can combine e power tx term and p power x term by taking whole power x, p into e power t whole power x. ncx p e power t power x q into n minus z. You apply this note 3.1.2. ncx p power x q power n minus x is q plus p power n. This formula you are going to apply. So here, in the place of p, I am having p into e power t. So mx of t equal to q plus p into e power t power n. This is the moment generating function. From this step, to this step, how we got This is the binomial expansion formula. NCX p power x q power n minus x. It is nothing but q plus p power n. NCX p power x q power n minus x formula is this one. So just we use that one. So moment density function we have obtained. What is the next step? We have to find out mu1 dash, mu2 dash, mean and variance. Differentiate one time, put t equal to 0, then mu1 dash is ready. Mu1 dash equal to t by dt of mx of t. Moment density function differentiation. How to differentiate? Q plus p into e power t power n. I will explain the differentiation concept. First, exponent formula, n into q plus p e power t power n minus 1. Then differentiate q plus p into e power t. If you are differentiating p into e power t. So this is the, we go put in the next step. We differentiate n into q plus p into e power t power n minus 1. Then differentiate q plus p into e power t. That will be p into e power t. Now you substitute t equal to 0. In the place of t, you put 0. What are the terms? You may have this term, e power 0. This is e power 0. E power 0 value is 1. You simplify, your mu1 dash, mean equal to np, you got. So mean of the binomial distribution is np. Many places we may use np formula, npq formula. Variance is npq. Next, I am going to find out mu2 dash. Differentiate moment density function 2 times with respect to t. One time we have differentiated already. One more time you are going to differentiate. Just to see that. Here, 2 times differentiation. Next step, we differentiate one more time. Only one time. What is the first time derivative? We get it from this line. N into p into e power t, q plus e power t power n minus 1. If we take differentiation one more time, keep in mind, take np outside, the constant np outside. For the remaining term, you apply uv formula, u into v method. uv formula is, this is the uv formula. Already you know, d by dx of uv. U into dv by dx plus v into du by dx. That formula I am going to apply. Now you take np outside. E power t, without any change you write. You differentiate the second term. Differentiate this term. N minus 1 q plus p into e power t power n minus 2 into p into e power t. Then uv formula second term. Keep the second term without any change. Q plus p into e power t power n minus 1. Differentiate e power t, you may get that one. Don't simplify this one. We are going to put only t equal to 0. Now let us substitute t equal to 0 everywhere. Wherever t, you put 0. T equal to 0. E power 0 value is 1. This np is np. This is 1. This term is 1. Now p into n minus 1 we go written. Then e power 0 value, this e power 0 value 1. So q plus p is also 1. So we go obtained the mu2 dash value. Now you multiply one minus p is replaced by q. Now once again you simplify. So you may get n square p square plus npq. After getting mu2 dash, this is my mu2 dash. Variance formula you write mu2 dash minus mu1 dash square. Mu1 dash is our mean. Mu1 dash is np. This is my mu1 dash. So you substitute mu2 dash minus mu1 dash square. Mu2 dash is equal to n square p square npq. N square p square npq. If you simplify, n square p square get cancelled, npq you may get it. So we can find the mean and variance without using MGF also, moment generating function also. Sigma x into p of x formula, x square into p of x formula. That's also possible, but this is somewhat easy. How to find the mode? Some textbooks it is given in a different way. Mode means highest frequency, highest probability. If x follows a binomial distribution with parameters n and p, if x follows a binomial distribution with the parameter n and p, then mode of the binomial distribution is given by mode equal to, there are two numbers, m minus 1. Two answers. If n plus 1 into p is an integer, if n plus 1 into p is a whole number, then the mode is m and m minus 1. What is m? Your m is floor function. See the bracket. Bottom, it is like this. Floor function. What is the meaning of floor function? In programming languages, in many places you may use. Floor function of 1.3 is 1. Floor function of 1.8 is also 1. Floor function of 1.8. The integer, it is the maximum integer is less than or equal to 1.8. The below integer, 1.8 means a floor function. So your floor function is so you find out the floor function m, n plus 1 into p. If it is an integer, n plus 1 p is an integer, your answer is m minus 1, where m is the floor of n plus 1 p. If n plus 1 into p is not integer, not an integer means it may be a decimal number, 5.1, 5.7 like that. In that case, your mode is only m only. So we can get two different answers. One is bimodal. Bimodal means there are two models. So binomial distribution has a bimodal if n plus 1 into p is equal to n plus 1 into p is an integer, and unimodal otherwise. Bimodal means two answers, two modes. Unimodal means only one model.